Hey everyone, mic check. Hello. Okay, so let's get it started, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to the live streams of Global Trade Live. So this will be the live streams about forex trading, and I'm gonna be trading GBP, JPY, and gold. Only these two will be traded on my live streams. So let's quickly analyze GBP, JPY, and gold and see uh, what are the factors, what are the things the market is actually telling us currently. So let me just have a quick overview of gold and mark some of the trend lines over here so that we can get a clear picture where the gold's gonna move and how it's gonna move basically. So okay, so I'm gonna start with the daily time frame first. So if we talk about the daily time frame, then the daily time frame is basically in buys at this point of time, right? Because obvious reasons the market is moving up at this point. So let's quickly draw some trend lines so that we get a clear picture of the market and like what the market is actually doing right now. Okay, so today is actually Friday, and I don't trade on Fridays, but still I need to start the live streams from today, so that's why we are here. And basically I'm gonna give, and if in case gets hit, at that point of time it will be a huge loss. Okay, so to minimize the losses, what we do is we shift to the lower time frames from the higher time frames. So you're gonna mark the overall outlining of a pair in the daily time frame. That will give you a direction a detailed direction overview of a pair in the daily time frame, because the trend shifts from the higher time frames to the lower time frames. So we are going to take the trades in the lower time frame, and we are going to analyze the market from the higher time frames to the lower time frames. So each time frame is very important. So let me just quickly analyze the market in the 4 hour. Let's see how the market is behaving and what it's actually doing. So guys, I'm gonna use all the things over here. Like I'm gonna use support and resistance. I'm gonna use trend lines as well, because these two will are the best combination through which we can actually detect a trend, and we can actually have a high probability trade setups. So if we look at the 4 hour time frame, then one thing I can see clearly in the 4 hour, that is this level over here. Okay, so look, this is a very strong level, which is at around 2475 in gold, and the market tried to break this setup this key level multiple times, like one over here, then second time over here, then third and the fourth time over here, and the fifth time it finally broke above and then came back down and made a support out of this level and then bounced back up. So that means that this is a very strong key level, and market, if the market comes down back to this key level, then there is a very high probability that it can be retested again, and market might form a support again, and then it will go up again. Okay, now now let's talk about the second thing I can see over here. There is another key level where the market is currently at. So at this point of time, at the current level, at the current price, near the current price over here, which is around 2527 level, so the market is testing this level again and again, but it has been failed. It is failing till now to break above this level, and I think soon we might see a break above or a break below this level over here. So now I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. And now I'm gonna switch to the 1 hour time frame. So if we talk about the 1 hour time frame, then in the 1 hour time frame I'm gonna mark some trend lines, because it's gonna give me a little bit of more clarity about the market. Like basically what trend lines does is, a trend line is also some kind of a support or resistance, you can say. Like in this case, or in this example over here, if you see, then we can clearly say that, or we can clearly know that if the market stays above this smaller trend line over here, then we can always count for buys, right? But in case, like we know that from the daily time frame, the market is now, there is a probability that the market might push down from here. At this point of time, we can say that in case the market breaks below the trend line and starts to form lower lows and lower highs, then at that point of time the market can move all the way down from there, right? So also in this live stream, I'm gonna talk in Hindi and English both, because you know, my audience will be Indians as well, so that's why. And guys, this is just for education purposes, okay? So don't take these things as signals or tips, because I'm not gonna give you signals or tips. Yes, I'm gonna provide free education. I'm gonna take live trades in front of everybody so that you guys can see and learn. Basically, we only learn when we do certain things, right? So to learn, it is very important to take trades as well, because you cannot learn without taking real trades or paper trades. So if we talk about the 30-minute time frame, then there is another trend line. So now what's happening over here is the market is between these two trend lines, okay? So if we say that the market has to move up, then we now 30-minute time frame is a very very important time frame, because my 99% trades will be happening in the 30-minute time frame. And by looking at the 30-minute time frame, I can say that if the market starts to move below the trend line, then obviously I'm going to look for sells. Now let's mark that point as well, below which I'm going to look for sells in the 30-minute time frame. And I mean drawing a support at some point, so that I can have some clear range to the left hand side and my trade will be smooth. So by looking at the left hand side, what we see, we can see that below this point over here, below 25.13.190, we can say that there is a little bit of clean range to the left hand side, which is around 40 pips of range. So I'm going to look for sells below this area, so I'm going to mark this area. Yeah, so I'm going to look for sells below this area. And if we talk about buys, then obviously I'm not going to look for buys till this region over here. I'm going to look for buys above this point over here, 25.29.318. So this will be the level above which I'm going to look for buys, and this will be the level below which I'm going to look for sells. So let me just quickly go to GBP JPY and analyze it. Sorry. So let's see what's the overall trend of GBP JPY. So if we look at the overall trend, then the market was in heavy buys, and then something happened over here and the market just went down from this level, and after that the market is now retracing back up. So this can be a retracement, or this can be a form of a low from where the market's gonna move up to the previous high it has created, and the trend will continues, okay? But obviously we need some more clarity. Why? Because if the market is moving down from this level and the market is moving up from this level, then there must be some important reason with the market, because of which it is bouncing back and forth from these levels. So let's zoom out a little bit more, because to see the overall trend of the market we need to squeeze the graph and then draw some trend lines. Because what happens sometimes is there is a trend line which is coming from way before we are actually thinking. Like there can be a trend line which can be connected from here to here, then there can be a possibility that in today's time the market will bounce back from that trend line coming from 2020 or 2021. So that's why trend lines are extremely important part of this trading journey, and we all should use trend lines, or we all should try actually. So by looking at the current market scenario, sorry, let's see where we can actually draw a trend line. One point I can say that this can be a point from where the market is bouncing back again and again, okay? And after that Yeah, this can be a second point because the market bounced back over here, then it went all the way down. From here as well, it rejected multiple times. So I think, yeah, this is good. So now let's go to the 4 hour time frame and see what's basically happening in the 4 hour. So if we look at the 4 hour time frame, then we can say that the 4 hour is currently consolidating, right? So what we can do over here, so when the market is consolidating, we really try to stay out of it, and we really look for or wait for the market to go back into the trend. But obviously in the 4 hour we can see some major key levels from where the market is bouncing back and forth, right? So I'm gonna actually draw those areas. Sorry. So now the market is getting more clear, right? So basically market is moving up, now it's been consolidating, and now what can happen is market can move down from here, okay, or the market can move up from here to this level. So these two things can happen. So basically right now the market is consolidating, so there is no buys or sells. Maybe there is, but for that we need to switch to the lower time frames. Look how beautifully the market is merging up with these support and resistance levels which we have drawn. Okay, so if I talk about buys, or if I need to look for buys in GBP/JPY, then I think 191.820 above this area will be the point from where I can say that yes, the market is moving up, I can look for buys. And if I talk about sells, then sells can be really tricky because there is disturbance which is there at every point in the market currently. Yeah. Sorry. So this is one trend line over here, and there is another one. Okay, so look how beautifully the market is actually correlating with the support and resistance, including with the trend lines, right? So now we know that if I have to take sells, then obviously I will be looking for sells if the market goes below the trend line, below the lower trend line basically. And if I have to look for buys, then I'm going to look for buys above the upper trend line and this point over here. So currently nothing is happening in the market, and I'm going to switch to the 30-minute time frame in GBP/JPY. So let's see what's happening, what will be happening, and let's have a look at the NYSE open session. So NYSE session will be opening in 20 minutes. So let's wait for 20 minutes and let's have a look. To my account over here. So yeah, so as you can see, this is a live account, and if we go to the history over here, then first I deposited this just hold on guys. Okay, So uh, alright guys, so as you can see, this is a live account over here, and it $56,000 has been deposited inside this account. As you can see, the deposit has been made. First I deposited around 100k in this account, but then I withdrew 50,000 back because of I think there should be some backup which should be there in your account as a spare money. So that's why I withdrew half of the amount. So I'm gonna run this account from 56,000, and let's see how and where I can actually take this account. Then these were the few trades happened by my expert advisor, which is Martini EA, and the same results I have been posting on my all my channels over here. So yeah, so let's see how and where we can actually get this account. So I'm sure that I'm gonna double this account very soon. So yeah, I'm just waiting for a nice setup to be taking a trade at. So 15 minutes left for the current GBP/JPY candle to close. So as we can see over here, the gold is has broke this trend line, but it has failed to do so, and it has failed to maintain its price below the trend line. So currently 12 minutes left for the current 30-minute candle to close, and let's see how this candle will be closing, and after that I'm gonna plan my trade. And right now we have 12 minutes left for the New York Stock Exchange to open. So we can clearly see at this point that the market is actually trying to maintain its price below the lower trend line, so which is good, because after that we might see a drop in gold. But obviously you cannot say anything until it will happen, and I think right now these 10 minutes will be really important for gold, because the thing is, at this point of time, what most of the traders do is they start putting their positions in the market at this point of time when the market is actually breaking. But the thing is, when you do so, you really don't know where the candle is about to close or how the candle is about to close. So it's really important for anyone to wait first, let the candle close first, and after that you decide how you're gonna put your trade on. Because what will happen if this candle closes inside the trend lines again, and you have already opened some sells below the trend line when the market was moving down? At that point of time you will be in trouble, because now you just have to close your trade in loss, because you have entered without without letting the candle close first. So that's why first wait for the candle to close, and after that plan your trade. Same thing is happening in GBP JPY. It's currently moving down, so I think if there will be a formation of as a resistance at this point of time, then I can think of sells, because in order to move down it has to create a resistance and then fall down from there to the lower trend line. Because I know that if the market will be moving down, then it will face some issues by reaching the lower trend line, and after that there is a very very high probability that the market can move back up again to the higher trend line. So now there is some high news in US dollars after 38 minutes. Let's have a look at the sentiments at this point. If some of you doesn't know about what the market sentiment is, I'll just explain a little bit. Basically, in simple words, sentiments are the traders' positions, right? If you look over here, then 59% their traders are sitting in short in Euro USD, and 41% has been sitting in long for Euro USD, right? So how you can actually take benefit of this? I have always I have always noticed one thing in sentiments is that the opposite side, you should be always sitting on the opposite side. Like if the if 60% of the majority is sitting in sells, suppose for example in Euro USD, then you should try taking buys in Euro USD at some point of time, because let me show you why. If you will open this so if we will look at the Euro USD over here, and if you just go down a little bit, then here you will see this kind of a chart. If you just zoom out a little bit, I'm gonna go to the 1 hour, maybe. Yeah, so if you look over here, then at this point of time, the the sellers were increasing in euro dollar, right? At this point of time, the sellers were increasing. Okay, at this point, the sellers and buyers were equal, so the market was flat. But what happened suddenly is there is a extremely increase in sellers, right? So at that point of time, when the sellers were increasing, what's happening over here is, as you can see the chart, it's going up. Okay, and at this point of time, when the sellers were leaving the market behind, like they are just closing their trades and losses, they are just booking losses. Some sellers, they might just closing their trades and break even, they are just leaving their positions, they're just cutting off their positions. So at that point of time, the market actually going down from there. And if we just go back again sorry, then at this point of time, you see the buyers were increasing, and here the market was moving down. So this is a extremely nice way to trade the market. Okay, this can be really helpful if you know how to use it. Okay, I personally, yes, I use it, but not that much. But obviously, if we look at the like gold or GBP JPY, let's have a look at GBP JPY, let's say. Sorry. So if we look at GBP JPY, then we can clearly see right now currently the market is flat if we look at the graph. But if you look at the lower chart over here, then there is so much of information we can get from this. Number one information is that the buyers and the sellers are equal at current point of time, so nobody can say actually that whether it's gonna move up or down. So now let's have a look at the trend line we have drew. So let me just zoom out and go to the daily time frame. So if I look at the daily time frame, then nothing is there, and let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour is just consolidating at this point of time. So yeah, the same thing is happening with the real charts as well. The same thing is happening over here also. So let's just zoom out a little bit from this. Now as we can see, the GBP JPY is moving sideways from the past few times. Okay, so it's moving like sideways direction, up and down, up and down, up and down from past few times. So now if we have to look for buys, then the sellers should be increasing from this point, and if the market has to go down, then the buyers has to increase in terms for the market to move down. But currently nothing is happening, so we have to really wait for either one to move up, whether buyers or sellers. So now let's talk about gold. So let's go back to the sentiments. Scroll down a little bit, scroll down, and yeah, I saw it. Yeah, hey Sabby, perfect, thank you so much for being here. So if I zoom out a little bit in gold, then obviously same thing is happening over here. But if we look at the gold, then we can clearly see right now that the number of sellers are higher than the number of buyers over here in gold. So that means the market might move up. And if we just zoom out from here, if we just zoom out from here at this point of time, the gold is already in buys, right? But obviously the market can move down to the lower trend line in order to move again up. So anything can happen. So but now if we look at the current trend lines, these trend lines over here, then after 2 minutes this candle will be closing, and in order to move down, the market has to leave the higher areas. Like the market was went up the market went up here, then came back down, then again tested this area, then came back down, then again tested that area. But at this point of time it never reached up till this area over here. Okay, now it's moving this region behind, and now it's moving down from there, and then it again formed a resistance, never reached the higher area, and now moving down from there. And now in case if the current 30-minute candle closes below this trend line, lower trend line, then the possibility or the probability of moving down is really high. So, and also the NYSE session will be opening in like 1 minute now, so volume can come in and take the price down from here. But if you talk about GBP JPY, nothing is happening in GBP JPY right now, so I'm gonna just look for some trade in gold only. So if I will be taking sells in gold, then it will be a one lot sell. So I'm already prepared for my trade in gold, and the candle has closed. So let's have a look. So as we can see, the candle has finally closed below the lower trend line, and the volume is coming in from the New York session, New York Stock Exchange session. But can we actually take sells if this candle breaks the low of the previous one? I really don't think so, because the move has already been done from this point till this point. So in order to take sells, I need a resistance to be formed first, and once a resistance will be formed, I'm gonna look for sells after that. But obviously this candle can move all the way down with the volume from New York Stock Exchange. So yes, that can happen as well, but I'm gonna wait, because most of the losses made by traders are because of such things. So we have to think something else to avoid losses. Sorry. So what I'm gonna look for over here is form a some sort of resistance and then move down like this. So this thing I want to see for sells, because taking a trade is extremely easy at any point of time, but the real problem is to manage that trade. And this can be really foolish for anybody to take a sell trade from here when the market is at a strong level of support, from where the market has bounced back so up today previously. So I think you have to do something different at some point of time. So like in this case, let's wait for a resistance to be formed and then look for sells. So now I'm gonna explain to my Hindi viewers, if in case they are here. So guys, यहाँ पे actually क्या हो रहा है, हमने डेली के अंदर डेली टाइम फ्रेम में जाके एक दो ट्रेंड लाइंस हमने ड्रॉ करी हैं हायर और लोअर लेवल से, जिसने हमें बेसिकली मार्केट की एक डायरेक्शन दी है, राइट. सो बेसिकली वो डायरेक्शन बाइज में है, और उसके बाद हम ट्रेंड लाइंस और सपोर्ट रेजिस्टेंसेस ड्रॉ कर करके, ये जैसे कि आप ये देख सकते हैं, ये एक हमने जोन यहाँ पे ड्रॉ किया है जिसको हम रेजिस्टेंस भी कहते हैं. बेसिकली ये एक की लेवल है जहाँ से मार्केट बार बार टकरा के नीचे गिरती है, और यहाँ से मार्केट ने फाइनली ब्रेकआउट किया था, जिसके बाद वापस मार्केट इसी सेम की लेवल पे आई थी. एंड उसके बाद यहीं से मार्केट वापस ऊपर गई, और यहाँ पे मल्टीपल की लेवल्स उसने क्रिएट करे हैं, बनाए हैं, जिसको हमने ड्रॉ किया है. अब ये 30 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम है. अब क्योंकि मेरी ज़्यादातर ट्रेड्स भी 30 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम के अंदर ही होती हैं, तो मैं इसी टाइम फ्रेम के अंदर ही बाकी चीज़ें भी ड्रॉ करता हूँ. और जो काफ़ी लोग मुझसे पूछ रहे थे, अब मैं वापस इंग्लिश में थोड़ा सा बोल देता हूँ. सो बेसिकली मैनी पीपल वर आस्किंग मी अबाउट दी माई अकाउंट ओवर हियर. देन I'll just show you my real account so that people can see, right? So basically this is a $56,000 account. I'm gonna show you the history as well. So this is the history. I deposited 100k, then withdrew 50,000 back, then deposited 6,000 again. So in total it's a $56,000 account, and I'm gonna double this account very very soon. I hope that will happen. But obviously I take this thing, I do trading as a business, okay? So it's not a gamble for me, because for many people trading is just gambling, okay? They don't know shit, they don't know how to trade, they don't know nothing, and they just come to the market with their heavy money inside the pockets, and they just shoot some random trades. And eventually what happens to them in the end is that they lose everything. They fucking lose everything because of their absence of what you can say, absence of education, you can say, lack of knowledge. No, there's no education related to forex trading or some sort of trading. They just go to the market and they just shoot trades and lose their money. I have been there as well at some point of time, but obviously if you have to do something for your living, like if you really rely on trading for your living, then what you have to do is you have to take some education, you have to learn few things, okay? You cannot just go to the markets randomly and take the trades. You cannot really do that. So let's go back to the terminal over here. Hello Mr. Adekola Adelaja. So if we zoom in again, let's go back to the gold, and yeah, and as we can see over here, the market is facing some issues from now for crossing above the lower trend line again. Now if this will happen, I cannot say that this won't happen. We actually think of both the things, what can happen, what cannot happen. That's the whole thing we are doing here. So now if this thing will happen, that this candle will close back above the trend line, then there will be two things happening. Number one is that the market is again going back above the trend line and trying to move up from here. And the second thing which will happen over here is that this will be a fake out. If you see, then these two candles are lower than the previous these two candles, so that will be a fake out happening by the market. And we all know what happened when fake outs happens in the market. The chances, look, this is a probability game, right? I cannot say that, yeah, just take this trade, I'm 100% sure about that. No, if somebody is saying that he's 100% sure, then just go away and burn your money somewhere else, because nothing is 100% over here. It's a probability game, and we are gonna play this game on the basis of probabilities only. So now, yeah, we were talking about the fake outs. So if the market will go back up again and there will be a fake out, then the chances, the probability of moving up again till this area, because we have this clean range, so the market can move up easily with heavy volume, because obviously New York Stock Exchange is a heavy volume time. But obviously while the time passes, the volume gets decreasing. Okay, so we need to look for on those things as well. But the main thing is that if this candle closes back inside the range, I'm gonna take buys. I'm not gonna take buys with my one lot. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. The reason is the market can stuck somewhere over here in between and then starts to go back down, which I really don't want. So just to check my just to check my analysis, I'm gonna take a small trade. Like if usually I trade with one lot, then I'm gonna take a 0.5 lot for this trade, because the probability is there, but still I'm just checking this thing out. Because the problem is, let me show you. Guys, you have to mark each and every area of the market from where the market can really face some issues. So you have to do that. So the market can face issue at this area, but if there is volume, it can really surpass this area and move up to this area. So let's calculate this whole range. This whole range is about 55 pips. That's a really nice range, and I just need 10, 15, 20 pips out of this. So I think that can happen. Yeah, man, let's I'm really hoping that many people will come and learn things which I'm providing them for free, basically. Because I have spent a lot of money on learning courses, many things. Basically, I have also lost so much of capital in this industry, but that's past. That's like years back. Then I started these live streams. They went really well, but then I wanted to enter in this robot industry as well, so I have to leave the streams behind. And now finally here I am again, and this time with a huge account. So yeah, let's see what happens. And also, if you know some of your trader friends, then just ask them to join my stream, support me, because I'm not taking any fees of these streams or something like that, and providing all the education for free. So yeah, that will really support me and support them as well. So guys, remember, let's talk about the Friday thing. So now when there is Friday, you should really try to focus on saving the profits you have earned the whole week. Or if you have made some losses the previous whole week from Monday to Thursday, then stop trading on Friday. Okay, so I have just started the streams today, so that's why I'm trading on Friday. Actually, I don't know whether I'm gonna take a trade or not, but if there will be a trade, then that will be a Friday trade. And I really don't recommend advising people to trade on Fridays, because Fridays can be really manipulative. Fridays can be all of up and down movements happening. There can be anything happen. You can actually lose your all the profits you have made the whole week, especially on Fridays. So that's why Fridays can be really difficult to trade. So yeah, only my robots trade on Friday, and I really avoid taking trades on Fridays. So as we can see, currently the 15-minute candle is about to close in 1 minute. So let's have a look how the 15-minute time frame looks like. So now 15-minute is telling us a different story. The previous 15-minute candle tried to go all the way up above the previous trend line, but it has failed to do so, and with heavy rejection the market that candle closed back below the trend line, and the next candle has wicked down, took some volume, and is now moving up with heavy volume, because look at the size of the candle. Sorry. So in 15 minutes this fake out can be a thing, and in like 50 seconds the candle will be closing. So let's see if we can actually take a trade or not. Yeah, there is a range, so I think yes, I can try taking a trade. So yeah, let's go back to the terminal, and over here, yeah, gold, 15-minute time frame. So I'm gonna switch the lots to 0.5. So now another thing, guys, I will only stake my 2% risk. I will only take 2% risk of my money. Okay, let me show you, or let me tell you, where's my calculator. Okay, so this is a $56,000 account, and I'm gonna risk only 2%, which is into 2%. So I can risk around $1,120. Yeah, I can risk around $1,120. So let's go back to this chart over here, and so my risk will be, my stop loss will be around 2517, and my target will be around up over here. Yeah, so yeah, let's see. I'm not in any trade, guys. I'm not in any trade right now. Okay, so I'm only gonna take a trade if this candle breaks the high of the previous one. And yeah, so I'm gonna quickly what are the losing pips? Like stop loss is 236 points, so 236 divided by 1100. Yeah, so I can take a 4.6 lot over here. but this is not a normal trade, so I'm gonna divide the lot size into 2. So 4.6 divided by 2 is, it will be a 2.3 lot trade. So in case that will hit my stop loss, and this number will change. Okay, this number will change with sorry, this number will change like if we see over here the candle is moving down and the stop loss is getting bigger, then this number will be getting smaller. Okay, because the whole risk will be around 1 to 2% only, not beyond that. I need to stick to this rule only. Okay, so let's go back to the terminal, the chart over here. Okay, so as now we can see at this point of time the market is again moving down, right? So let's go back to the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, so by looking at the 30-minute time frame, we can clearly see that the market is now rejecting all the higher prices. So this can be really tricky. Like I was just telling you the same thing, guys. One thing you know, at one point you see the market is moving up on Fridays, and the second point you will see that the market is now moving down. So these things can happen. That's why we have to be very, very calm and very, very patient before taking any trade on Friday. And you have to really trade with a lower risk you actually take. Like I just told you that my daily risk is around 2%, and now I'm gonna trade this trade. If I take this trade, then I'm gonna use just 1% of risk. Okay, so you have to also do that. You have to basically change with every time, you know, with everything that, and then only you can you know, achieve some success in trading. Again, guys, again I want to say that I'm not providing any kind of signals over here. I'm just providing education, free education over here. So if somebody is copying my trades and you lose some money, then I'm not gonna part of anything. I'm just gonna clear everything over here right now. I'm not gonna responsible for any of your losses or for anybody coming on my streams. I'm just providing free education to you guys. I know what I'm doing, and obviously you cannot copy all my trades, because some trades I'm gonna show you taking live for education purposes, and some trades I'm gonna take and check how many of you or which one of you have taken the same trades with me, because that will verify eventually whether you are learn something from here or not. Because you know, there is no point of taking each and every trade in front of everybody, because what will happen eventually is people will start only copying trades from me. Okay, and that not gonna help you. That's really not gonna help you, and you will always be dependent on somebody. Okay, the only goal is that everybody should be independent. That's why I have made robots, and people are getting those robots with the lifetime licenses, because they don't want to get dependent upon me. Okay, so they will be having the robots for lifetime, and they're gonna earn lifetime income with that. That's a really great thing. And now the second thing will be this live trading. If you know how to trade manually, if you know how to trade with robots, then obviously what else you need to get success in forex trading, right? So change with time and try to get as much of education you can. That's the only thing which can really save you from, and which can really outstand you with from everybody else. So yeah. So right now nothing is happening. I'm not in any trade. It never went up to my activation point. So now 8 minutes left for the current 30-minute candle to close. So let's see if this candle closes up or down. Like 15 minutes, this 15-minute candle can be a really important candle, because now this will be a second kind of a fake out over here. If this candle closes below the lower trend line, then I don't know what's gonna happen, but obviously 30-minute candle will be closing too. And 30-minute time frame is, guys, a more clear time frame than the 15 minutes or any time frame. 30-minute is really the best time frame you can choose for trading. So this is GBP JPY. GBP JPY is nothing, doing nothing over here. So let's see, 7 minutes left for the current candle to close. Alright, so it's moving up again. I'm gonna go to the 15-minute time frame, and before that I'm gonna adjust my stop loss. Now my overall losing points are 414. So 414, $1,100 divided by 414. So I can take a 2.65 lot, divide by 2, which is 1.32 lot. So I'm gonna change this to 1.32 lot. So yeah, you have to change your risk according to your lot size. Sorry, you have to change your lot size according to your risk. So yeah, I'm already prepared for everything. Let's see. Yeah, these kind of movements I was really talking about on Fridays. So let's have some look at the news. So guys, save this thing over here. These sentiments are really strong. If you are a Euro USD trader, or if you are a GBP USD trader, something like that, this can work like a charm for you. These sentiments are provided on my FX book, and it's obviously for free, and it's a really powerful tool if you know how to use. See, sellers increased with time and the market went up. The whole goal of this market is to just see people lose their money, nothing else, to be really honest. So in 4 minutes this candle will be closing. I'm gonna go back to 30-minute time frame. If this candle closes like this and the next candle wakes up and breaks the low, then obviously I'm gonna take sells, because at that point of time I will be believing that the market's gonna move down from here. And now in case the market is actually moving down, then we need to change our bias as well. So how we are gonna change our bias? First, we are gonna wait for 3 minutes more for this candle to close, and after that I'm gonna draw some trend lines again, because trend lines will give you those points from where the market actually faces some issues while moving up or down, and those points can't be detected with naked eyes. Like with naked eyes you can see that, okay, from here the market moved up, from here the market moved up. These can be some points from where the market can move up again, or from these can be the points from where the market can move down. But these points like this point over here, or you know, somewhere. This whole trend line is a series of points. Whenever the market taps on that trend line, it's gonna show you some reaction, it's gonna show you some sort of rejections as well. So that's why using trend lines are really must, and everybody should use trend lines. So 2 minutes left for the market to close, and I think the candle will be closing below the trend line. So I'm gonna delete my buy bias, and I'm gonna now switch to the sell bias. So my short position will be, once the new candle breaks this low, that will be my short position, and I'm gonna keep my stop loss above the previous candle's high. And now my stop loss points are 673 points. So 673, 1100 divided by 673. Okay, so it's coming out to be 1.63 lot for the 2% off loose, and I'm gonna risk my 1%, so I'm gonna divide it by 2, and I have got around 0.80 lot. .8 lot. So yeah. So just need to wait for 50 more seconds. Let's have a look at GBP JPY. GBP JPY is actually stuck at some point. Nothing is really happening. No, nothing is there in GBP JPY for today. Okay, so the candle has closed below the lower trend line, and the new candle is now moving all the way up. So it will be getting rejected by the upper trend line, I think. It should, because right now few seconds has just passed away and the candle is already moved up so much. So I think if now, in case if this candle gets a rejection and break its own low, that this upper wick will be the will be one confirmation of moving down. So let's see how this goes. So one more thing, guys, with everything I'm going to explain such things. So one more thing is there, I want to share that even though I have risked my 1% in this trade, once this candle breaks the low of the previous one, then I'm gonna enter a trade. So I'm risking 1% of my account in this particular trade. Right now my goal is not to lose that 1% whole in this trade. What I mean is, suppose if I'm risking like $1100 in this particular trade of my account, sorry, not 1100, it's 550. Yeah, so I'm gonna if I'm risking like $550 of my account size in this particular trade, then my aim will be not to lose those $550, the whole stop loss. That's my goal. Okay, so I'm gonna lose less than 1% if this trade goes against me. Okay, so that will become a winning for me. because I will come back on Monday or Tuesday whenever I get a chance to take a trade, okay? And on those days, suppose my one trade will get hit, okay, in profits, then the chances of making more than 1% in that particular trade is really high. Okay, so that will eventually cover the losses for this particular trade and give me some profits as well. So this is the power of risk management everybody should use. Like if you are risking 1%, then you should be prepared not to lose the whole 1% in that trade. That should be the goal. Okay guys, so it's gonna activate soon. Yeah, it just went down, but now moving up. Sorry. So it's moving down again. I really think that it's gonna move down. So let me just quickly draw some more trend lines to get some clarity about the trade. So number one will be this one over here. Hey buddy, what do you want me to explain again? So in case this candle has to move down, it will be moving down with heavy volume. Otherwise it will just move back up or do some consolidation. But I think if it really breaks the low, okay, I have entered sells a little late obviously, but yeah. So let me just quickly show you. So this is the trade I'm in. My stop loss is 2519586. Let me place that 19.586. Yeah, so I have placed my stop loss, and as we can see the market is now rejecting. So now I need to save my the 1% over here which we were talking about, right? So what I'm gonna do is, if this candle break its own high, then I'm gonna close 50% of the trade and manage my risk at that point, right? Because if the market is staying below the lower trend line, then everything is good. But in case it starts to move up and break its own high at that point of time, obviously that will be a confirmation for us that now the market is reversing back, and if it's breaking its own high, that means that the new highs can be formed. Okay, so that will be some sort of a thing that which we should keep in mind and manage our risk. Market is really aggressive today. It just went down, activated it, and now moving it back up again. But it's alright. We have our plan ready, so we just have to stick to our plan. And if anything goes wrong, then just close the trade and done for the day. So obviously this is gonna be my first and the last trade for today, because obviously Fridays, and if I'm gonna lose this one, then need to save money for trading on Monday as well. So it's moving up. Okay, so I have closed 50% over here. So as you can see, I have closed 50% of the trade to manage my risk. And yeah, let's see. Now it's running. I have already managed my risk. So now if it goes back down, then that will be great. I'm gonna leave this open, but if it's gonna just hit the stop loss, then it's alright. I have already managed my risk. So yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I have closed this over here in 239 loss, and this is the current one running. So 19 minutes left for the current candle to close, and if this, not this actually, if the 15-minute candle, yeah, if the 15-minute candle breaks the high of the previous 15-minute candle, that point can be a point where we can say that the support has been formed and the market can move up from there. So yeah, so I'm gonna close everything if this current 15-minute candle crosses above the previous 15-minute candle's high. Let me just draw some line for you guys to understand. Yeah, so that will be the point where I'm gonna close everything. Yeah, let me just show you my terminal again. Yeah, now anything can happen. At last minute it can reject, or at last minute it can really boom up. So these 3 minutes are extremely important because if the market really has to move down, then this candle will be closing below the lower trend line. Definitely it's gonna do that. But in case the market has to move up from here, then this candle will be closing above the lower trend line. Or maybe in the last 1 minute it can push the price up as well. That can also happen. So these 2 minutes are really important. Can you explain that again? How not to lose that 1% you're using? Uh, Bro, I'm already doing that. Like, I took the trade at this point, okay, a little late. I planned to take over here, but I took late. At that point of time, this whole stop loss was 1% risk of my account. Okay, now I managed and I close 50% of my position to manage my risk when this candle break its own high. At that point of time, I saved a few bucks. If I'm gonna lose like $550, then suppose I close 50% early in few pips, then it already saved my money. Okay, so now I'm not gonna lose that 1% over here. So because I'm managing my risk, even though I have given stop loss, but still I'm managing my risk to keep my losses more small. So that's the risk management you should be using as well. Like if your stop loss is 1% of your account, then you should try to manage the risk and try not to lose that 1%. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. So guys, in 40 seconds this candle will be closing, and let's see how this candle will be closing. So if this candle closes back inside the upper trend line, then I'm gonna close everything, because the next candle can possibly move up. But if this candle closes below the lower trend line, then I'm gonna keep this trade running. So let's see how this candle closes. Oh, that's perfect. Sorry. Okay, this candle just closed like a weird candle. Okay, since the 15-minute candle closed bullish, I'm gonna close 50% again to manage the risk. I don't want to close everything at this point because the previous candle closed at the lower trend line. So now I have again closed 50% of the trade to manage my risk at this point of time. And now I'm running with just 0.2 lot, which is a very small lot. So now let me show you. If you okay, so if you see over here, then this was a 0.8 lot trade, from which I have already closed 0.6 lot, and I have lost around $326 in this particular trade. My losing target was $550, right? In the starting I said that I'm gonna risk 1%. So 1% was this over here, 326, not 326, 1% was $550, and I have lost around 326 currently. And this small position is running at this point, and in this position I'm gonna lose like $153 if it hits the stop loss, which is not gonna happen, right? Because I'm gonna close everything once this candle breaks the high of the previous one. So I'm gonna lose around $450 or $400 in this particular trade, which is lesser than 1% of my account. So this is how I'm managing my risk. How are you able to close a part of your trade without closing your entire trade? Yeah, it can be done from the mobile terminal as well, and this terminal as well. What you need to do is you need to just click on your trade, and when you see your closed button above your trade, you will see your lot size. Okay, just input your lot size which you want to close. Like suppose you have 0.1 lot and you have to close 50%, then just type in 0.05 and click on close. So that will close 50% of your trade from your terminal. Hi Nishchal, how are you? I'm good, bro. How are you? Long time. The reason is I wanted to enter this robot industry of trading, and I wanted to focus on that one for some time. And now I have done that as well, and now live streamings will be resuming every day, almost every day. So yeah, now let's get back into business. Also, I was getting some, funds for my account because I was tired trading small accounts, because eventually things were not great. So now here I am again. So let's go back to the chart over here. As we can see, the 15-minute candle has created a lower wick and now moving up, right? So we have already managed our risk, so there is no point of managing further risk at this point, because if every time something happens and you will be managing your risk, then at the time when the market really goes your way, you will be left with a very small lot. Okay, so that's why just trust your analysis as well. So 9 minutes left. Let's have a look at the 30-minute time frame. So 30-minute time frame looks like a doji candle, undecisive, no buys, no sells. But yes, if any of the candles breaks this price over here, I'm gonna close everything and we'll be calling a day. GPGPY still nothing. Also guys, it's a request for everybody that if you have friends or someone who is also in this industry, then just take them to our streams as well, because I'm providing free education to everyone, and it will be better it will be really great for each and every trader to come and educate themselves, because now the streams will be totally different from what we were doing earlier. Earlier I was providing signals or some sort of tips for everyone, and now I will focus mainly on people should get education and people should learn. So to test these things, what I have planned is that I'm not gonna take each and every single trade on live streams. After some time, uh, me and some people trades will be matching together, right? So that will be the proof that people are getting educated, really getting educated from my live streams, and that's the only goal I want to get achieve. So as we can see currently, the 15-minute candle is pushing the price down and it's breaking its own low. Sorry. So it's breaking its own low, but it's really difficult to push the price down from here, but let's see how it goes. Because if we look at the left hand side, then there is a clean range. The market can easily go all the way down, and the range is also like 70 pips. So now I have a chance. Now what will happen if this candle goes all the way down and break the previous candle's low? So guys, if the trade enters profit and it creates some sort of a pattern which will say that yes, the market's gonna definitely move down from here, then I will give my trade a second chance. Guys, make notes out of these things because you will definitely gonna forget about it. And these things I'm telling you is just take this as a I have paid money for these things which I'm sharing over here for free. Okay, so I'm gonna give my trade second chance, because when the market goes back into your way, the chances of getting profitable or getting that trade hit increases. Okay, so that's why it's really important to give your trades a second chance. Like I have already lost less than 1% today, so I have some sort of a chance that I can add the position back to the market. So let's see if that thing happens. Then I'm gonna do that in front of everybody, so that you guys can also see and learn like how you can add the positions back. Like my initial lot size was 0.8, current lot size is 0.2, so I'm gonna add 0.6 back to the market. But how and when, that we are gonna see, and let's just wait and watch. So guys, tell me something about yourself. Where are you from? How you got to know about my streams? Are you connected to me on some groups? Or it will really help me to focus in that way. So look over here, guys. It's coming all the way down. 3 minutes left for the current candle to close. Because I'm not gonna enter once if this same candle just broke the low of the previous one. I need this candle to sorry, I need this candle to close first, and then I will see the second one, how it's gonna move or something like that. Yeah, it's rejecting this key level over here. Nishchal, I just followed that Raja Banks and I learned from him as well, but I don't know where he is right now. I really don't think so he is currently doing any streams. Are you having some news about it? So 2 minutes left for the current candle to close. Let's see how this candle closes. But on yeah, on Instagram I see. But the thing is, if you're not taking a live trade, uh, because of which, what I believe is, let me share my opinion. What I believe is, people used to follow him just because he traded live, and he was showing those things doing live, which most of the traders was not doing. The thing he is doing right now, like posting trades on Instagram and all, everybody is doing that, and everybody can do that. On Instagram, everybody is a winner, I can say, right? But the real thing is that if you come back and trade live again, because I am in his private groups as well, and there many people are not happy with him right now. So that's why, oh, the market is pushing down, guys. It's already 10 pips. Let me just make it as points. Yeah. So yeah, the trade is now in profits. Let's see how far it goes. The volume is coming in. I can feel that. It should go down. Okay, running in 20 pips. So I'm not securing anything right now. Like in 25 pips, I'm gonna secure some position. Like, okay, at this point of time, I have closed more than 50% of the trade. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my stops at break even now. 251192, 2511.92. Yeah. So my stops have been placed at break even. Currently trade is running in 30 pips, and I'm gonna wait for the market to hit this point, 250527. I'm gonna mark this point as a TP. 2505.27. yeah, that this point will be around 66 pips. Yeah, I think market can possibly move down, but it can create a higher wick, in which it can eventually hit my break even. But anyways, no problem. So yeah, so overall the analysis was good. The trade went in that way we were thinking of it will go, but obviously because of some reasons the market just went up before going down. So but it's overall nice education you got today. You see how I manage my risk, you see how I kept my basically risk percentage low on Fridays, and you also see that how basically what points I'm looking at on the chart for my TPs and for my stop losses and everything. I am from Lagos, Nigeria, and I saw your contact on MT5 community. I want to build a notification alert bot. Was looking for someone who can build. Okay, so what kind of a notification bot you want? Like what this bot will actually do? So everybody, yeah, I really think it can possibly move down. Like, to move down, it has to stay below this trend line over here. But then it can move up and, hit our break even area, because it's below the trend line. It's not actually this, it's somewhere below this. So yeah, let's see how this will be going. But obviously, let me just show you. Look over here. So now, by recovering the money, we have just lost around $293. So from 550, we are just losing, even though this trade gets hit break even, okay, then we are gonna lose this much of money only, 293.30, which is lower than $550. Okay, so we are not even losing 1% in this particular trade. So this is the power of risk management, and this is the power of managing your risk while your trade is going against you. Okay, so this thing everybody should be using in their trading, because making profits is a secondary thing, but managing your risk and managing your profits is something everybody should know, because if you can manage your losses, then you will be managing your money excellently. So we're running in like 23-24 pips right now. So basically, I wanted to add my positions back, but there were no such candles which allows me to add my positions back to the market. So that's why I didn't added anything, because it's very important. If you are adding your positions back to the market, then it's really important that it is a very high probability trade setup. Okay, so that was a single candle coming all the way down, like 15-minute previous candle. It was a one candle coming all the way down. So it was a huge candle. So to add the positions back, it should be something like, your gut should say that yeah, it's 100% gonna move down, or it's 99% gonna move down from here. So yeah, okay, so running in 34, 33, 35 pips. Yeah, it's moving down, it's moving all the way down. Okay, what I'm thinking is, I think, yeah, it's time to book. Okay, I have closed everything at this point, guys. So okay, so I lost around 0.5% in this trade. So from 1%, I reduced the risk to 0.5%. So this is how you should be managing your each and every trade's risk. So overall, this was a great trade, I would say. And let's have a look. Yeah, it was a great trade, and definitely it will hit the target. But today is Friday, and some money was recovering from the trade, so I just booked everything, and yeah, it was overall a great trade. See how you can use the trend lines and support resistance levels along with the scalping techniques together to get a high probability trade. You will know each and everything, each and every step, and that will really provide you some great confidence when you will be trading, right? Because if you know the each and every step, like here I'm going to manage my risk, here I'm going to add my positions back, if this will happen, then that will happen, then that I'm gonna do. So if you are ready with everything, then you will feel confident about your trade. And when you will feel confident about your trade, the chances of winning will eventually increase. Okay, so I think I have already given you so much of education today, and just process it. Watch this video again and again. It will be saved live on the YouTube, so you can go and watch this video again. And this will be public video, so nothing needs to be worried about. So I need a bot that can send me notification alert on my phone to tell me when the market enters oversold and overbought regions. Okay, so you're basically talking about the RSI indicator or something like that, or especially about the RSI, because if you are talking about the RSI, then I have already this indicator which will give you notification when the market enters oversold or overbought regions, and that's free. Okay, so let me just solve your problem, buddy. I have that indicator and I'm gonna give you for free. Let me just give you the link, or let me just show you first. Yeah, so this is, let me copy this, and yeah, so this is the so this is my indicator which you were talking about, and it's free. As you can see, it's available on MetaTrader directly. So let me just show you some screenshots. Okay, so these will be the settings you will be receiving, like RSI period you can change the shift as well, you can change the oversold and overbought regions. Like if you want your notification to be appeared on, like when it crosses below 20, then you can enter sold in oversold region 20 and overbought 80, so you can do that. Also you can decide the time, like from which time of the day you want to allow this indicator to work. And at the end there are notification settings. You can use this push notification, audible, and email alerts, and there are some color and visual setting as well. You can just check it out, and it's like this. So it will give you arrows to the oversold regions and arrows on the overbought regions. So yeah, so let me just drop this link and you can download it. So I have just dropped the link. You can click on it and download it for free. So okay everybody, it was really nice time with you guys, and just tell your family and friends or whoever trades, whoever does do trading, to come on our streams and get them educated for free. So yeah, take care everyone, have a great weekend, and thank you so much for supporting me today and coming live with me. So many new things will be coming up, and I'm gonna disclose each and everything, like slowly and steadily. Let's just build this thing big. So take care everyone, have a great day. Goodbye guys.